Not bad, not bad. We have our app, and now we would just want to connect it to our project. And as far as the info, we can get it if we navigate to the docs. And then more specifically, we're looking for the libraries over here. And I'm going to go with Auth0 React SDK. Now there's also option for this one, Auth0 single page app SDK. But I actually find this one to be a bit more straightforward and less buggy because with this one, there were some weird bugs. So I just went with React SDK. So we click. Now there's option for reading more info. And essentially I covered that in the previous project. There's this one setting that we add that we can find in the API. So by the way, I'll open up one more window, but I'll show you that setup right away. So to tell you honestly, yes, there is some useful info as far as we can set everything up, but we can get most of it in here as well. And the way we set it up, we would need to, of course, install the package. So we would go with npm install auth0 and then the React one. Now, of course, I have already installed it for us. So we have it if you are using the Star project. And then we import auth0 component from that package. Keep in mind that this is a named import. And then we would want to wrap our application in that component. And then we need to provide props. We need to provide domain. We need to provide client ID. And of course, we have redirect URI. And then there is extra one, the local storage. So this is the case where I'll quickly show you the actual API. And we're going to keep on scrolling, and hopefully we will hit it at some point because what we're looking for is the local storage. So we would want to set up cache location. This is the prop that we're looking for. And by default, it's not going to be local storage. And we just want to set it up that we'll save it in local storage. And what's really cool, it just saves the tokens in local storage. And again, you can just avoid some unnecessary bugs. And what we'll do, we'll add it as a prop to our auth provider. So let's set this up. I'm going to right away copy and paste. I think it's going to be much faster. We'll navigate to our application. I'll make this one a bit smaller. And then notice I'm already importing the auth provider from the package. And then I would want to wrap my whole application. So make sure that you copy and paste the auth provider. And now, of course, you would want to wrap all your previous providers as well. And then, of course, there's going to be a tiny bug. We just need to move that comma down here. And then remember, we need to provide these values. Now, we already covered how you can set up, of course, the environment variables if you want to. That is definitely an option. Now, I will leave my ones without environment variables. So that way, if you go to the source code, you can always take my values and just test it out, whether everything works. Because if it works with, of course, my values, then you need to go back and double check yours. If you have some issues, even with my values, then of course, we know that the issue is somewhere else. So I will leave my ones for your reference. So if you ever need to go back and just test it out, whether your application works with my credentials, then of course you can do that. But in your case, if you don't want to leave them as far as the source code, when you push it up to the GitHub, then of course, remember, we set up the .env in React. We needed to set them up in a certain way where we start with, I believe, create_React app. But again, please double check that. And then we provide these values and then we just use process.env. Again, if you need a refresher, please go back to one of the advanced projects where we were setting up the environment variable, since I'm not going to repeat that right now. In my case, I'll simply grab these suckers over here. So this is going to be my domain, of course. And then we have client ID. And then I also would want to add that extra prop where every time the user logs in, I would just want to save it in local storage as far as the token. And the prop that I'm looking for is cache location. And we simply say here a string value of local storage. So we say local storage. We save if we don't get some weird bugs. We are in good shape. And of course, now we can proceed on setting up our context, our user context.